train them what to say to you. Hey, you know what? I can't make it in today. I'm horrible. I'm sick. I got a fever. Everything's running the waterworks. The girls are going to tell you to do what? Get your tush into the office so we can adjust you. And the reason is, and get this, it's not just me saying that. One of the biggest research studies done on your nerves and immunity was done back in 1989 by Dr. Ron Perro, at New York University. What he found out was pretty astonishing. And again, most people don't know this, but he studied 3 groups of people. He studied a group of people that were getting adjusted weekly, so once a week adjustments for 3 months straight. He actually tested another group that did not get adjusted and they did not have cancer for 3 months. And then he also tested a group that actually had cancer and never got adjusted for that 3-month period. And at the end, he started checking their immune systems to see if there was any type of a change. And what he found out was pretty alarming. Actually, the group that were getting a weekly adjustments just once a week for 3 months straight, they had a 200% increase in immune function. So their immune system basically was 200% stronger than the group that never got adjusted, and then a whopping 400% stronger than the cancer group. Do you guys get that? That's how strong their immune systems were. Not that they're getting adjusted for their immune system, the body's just working better, but that's how powerful it is. So when we say your body heals faster, it absolutely does. And a lot of you know this personally. You probably came in and had a day like that, and you realize when I said get in here and get adjusted now, let's adjust you more this week, help you get through it, you're not sick as long. It doesn't take you 2 weeks to get over something. You're over it in a day or 2 days because your body is automatically working better every time you get adjusted. So that is probably a huge thing when it comes to your nervous system. During this time, I encourage come more, get adjusted more, get through this time. Then when January comes, we go back down to your regular schedules. I encourage getting more adjustments. I get adjusted 2-3 times a week now. And thank God I have Dr. Ashley in our office. It's awesome because I'd have to travel to get adjusted. But even during this point, as long as I've been adjusted, I typically with 2 adjustments a week. During the holidays, I usually up it up because I'm stressed too. I mean, guys, it happens to me. It happens to everybody. You get stressed. And so I want to make sure that I'm still there to help you guys, and I don't want to miss anything in the office. So I'm making sure that I get at least 3 adjustments a week now, sometimes 4. It's just I know what's going to happen to me. I know my track record, and during the holidays is a pretty tough time on me when it comes to stuff in the air. And I just know that if I'm getting adjusted, I have the best chance of fighting that off and have the best chance of helping you guys out too. Because it's tough. I get breathed on and hacked on when I'm adjusting. I'm scared to death. But when I was like 10 years ago, I would have been like, there's no way I can do this. I wouldn't be in the office. I'd be catching everything that everybody has. But now it's not because it's just over the years, that has gotten so much stronger with me. And so I every time I say it, it's from personal experience, guys. Your immune system is a lot stronger when you're getting adjusted, so don't think it's not. Essential 3, max nutrition. Now this I don't want to overwhelm you here because again I might make some enemies with what I'm going to say. I'll tell you this. I'll be really nice for this. Okay, Thanksgiving's passed, so what we have coming up? We have Christmas Eve, we have Christmas Day. Some people have Christmas with one family the week before, Christmas on Christmas Day, and then we have New Year's. So we have a few holidays still coming up. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say this really nice. You can have a vacation meal, okay? If it's Christmas, enjoy Christmas. Be human. It's okay. Have fun with your family. But what I don't want people to do here, what I don't want you to do, is to keep having Christmas when it's not Christmas. Does that make sense? All the leftovers. Well, they do the studies on this. Literally, it's about 2,000 to 3,000 calories the average American has at one meal for Christmas. And it's amazing where these calories lie. But the safe way to go about this, I'm not going to just tell you all the bad, but I will tell you this. This is a big tip. So if you have pencil and paper, please write this down. Your foods that are protein, so your meats, maybe your cheese, not so much cheese, but more your meats, your fish. The protein, the higher the protein, the lower the calories. So that's kind of an easy way to kind of gather that. The higher the carbs, the higher the calories. The higher the sugar, the higher the calories. And don't be fooled by when they say sugar free, because again, that's just artificial sweetener. So now it's even worse because your body doesn't even know it's artificial. So your body doesn't know won't know anything to do with it. So it stores it as fat. But the higher the carbs and sugars, way higher the calories. So when we think about this, like something at Thanksgiving that Shannon and me did, we had 2 Thanksgivings in 2 days. So we had 2 families, and thank goodness, because the last Thanksgiving, my mom's side of the family decided to do Mexican food. I don't know why, but decided to do that. But this year it was traditional, turkey and stuff like that. So instead of, and there's so many different things, so many different desserts, all that different stuff. But basically, what I had when I was there, I had turkey, had a little bit of gravy on the turkey. I didn't have any stuffing or anything. I just had veggies that were there. I had the turkey that was there. So I had a lot of. I still ate. I still was able to have fun, but I ate mostly protein. I didn't eat. I did have dessert. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you. I did have some dessert both days, but I didn't have all the different carbs, and then 2 or 3 desserts, and then that evening another couple desserts to finish that off. Basically, it's like I had one dessert and I'm like, okay, I'm done. That night, still back to eating a healthy meal, not leftovers. And my parents, they get so ticked at me, and so does Shanna's parents. They're like, here, take all these leftovers. and my wife, maybe it's funny because Shanna always gives me this look like, we're not going to do it. I always, it's like I'm the bad guy sometimes. They look at me and I'm like, no, it's not just me. It's my wife too. But we don't do any leftovers at all during the holidays, and that's kind of our rule. And the reason this will really help you, because now you're not going to be eating on these leftovers and having another 3,000-4,000 calories, for the next several days. You wonder about that. 3,500 calories a pound. So you start stacking those calories up, boom, boom, boom. It's very easy to gain 7 to 10 pounds. I mean, it happens just sometimes in 2 weeks. You can put that on. So you just kind of have to watch yourself. What I do recommend, and we've just got another shipment of our nutrition plan books. Guys, I encourage you right now to definitely go to the office, grab one of those advanced, the green book. You'll have it up. It's a nutrition plans book. There's so many good helpful tips in there, and a lot of recipes that are a lot of foods that you like. Trust me, you will like this. It's a lot of, it has chili, different types of recipes, but it's making them a lot healthier for you, and it tastes really good. So it's a really, yes.
Does portion size have anything to?
Well, yeah, obviously yes. Even good stuff, you want to have a good portion size. So the way to kind of figure it, one serving size, about a fist. That's a serving or a portion. So if you have, some turkey and it's about the size of your fist, that is one serving. Now, if you start having a ton of turkey, even though it's good, but a ton of turkey, you're having, you still will have a lot of servings of that. So that's how, again, the calories can really add up and add up and add up. So you just kind of have to watch yourself with that. But yes, enjoy your Christmas, enjoy your New Year's, but kind of watch out. The desserts, that's where a lot of the calories are going to be at. A lot of them are heavy. It's funny, like just a lot of people have pound cake or fruit cake or whatever. Just like literally a slice is 450 calories. So you can see how these things get. I know I'm making everybody mad. That's why I'm not going to get into that much right now. I'm not. I promise. Some people wouldn't talk like I did last year, but that you can see how these things add up. You see how you can just get all of a sudden 3, 4, and then you're still hungry because you haven't nourished yourself. You just really shot up your insulin levels because you just put a lot of sugar in your body. So I'm guilty of this too. It happens a lot. So the way to stop that, right away, you can have fun. You can eat what you want to eat, but just kind of watch how you portion size. Watch more protein during those days, and you're going to not only feel better that night, you're not going to be putting on the extra weight that most of the time we're really guilty of. And most of the time you'll see and just kind of watch everybody eat, and don't say anything, we just kind of watch everybody eat. You'll see, oh my gosh, they're taking so many different sugars and carbs. I mean, my goodness, you can kind of see the problems lie. So that's a really good tip. Higher the protein, lower the calories. So that's where you want to kind of shoot for during it. Also during New Year's, if you do have wine, if you do have different cocktails and stuff, watch out, because it's, again, just in moderation, have a good time. But the problem is a lot of those drinks are tons of sugar, very, very high in calories, and you can get a whole bunch of calories from just drinking, basically, not even eating anything. So a lot of these things play into that fact as well. So the advanced eating plan, I always strip. The one thing it's going to do, and again, we do a full nutritional evaluation for you around your 2-month mark in the office now. So we will be, I'll definitely be talking this a lot. So when we say advanced eating plan, the two things that you take from that, number one is in the book, and it explains everything, really in detail, more so than I can do just right here. But the two things that you'll get from that, you'll think about. One is you're going to be cutting out a lot of excess sugar from your diet. And a lot of the things, there's some acceptable stuff to do, but you'd be amazed how much sugar just during the regular year. It's about 200 pounds of sugar the average American ingests. And so that's the average. So there's a lot of people that do a lot more. So it's going to show you ways to actually get that number way down to where your body is not just burning sugar, it starts actually burning fat. And then also the advanced plan also will start changing. Once you cut sugar out of your diet, a lot of it, your body, and it doesn't happen overnight, but it takes a little bit of time, a few weeks to start doing this, but your body starts burning, it starts changing your hormones, it starts balancing them out, and when you start balancing your hormones, you will see inches start coming off you, more so than weight. More so it's the inches that people really notice, because your body now starts burning fat. When your hormones are in balance, your body burns fat, which is very important, so I want you to remember that too. The one nutritional thing I was going to talk about supplement-wise is the one you can't get from food. That's D3. You get that from the sun. But during the, I don't even know what it was this morning. It's like 30 degrees this morning. We're not really out in the sun when it's 30 degrees. I mean, in Texas, that's really cold. Like up north, people still wear sandals. But like here, it's still really cold. And so when it's all murky and the sun's not out and it's 30 degrees, we're not out in the sun very much. So we're not getting that 15, 20 minutes of good exposure. And when I say exposure, I mean you're getting it, if you wear a short sleeve shirt, you're getting sun on your arms and on your face for about 10 or 15 minutes. That is your daily allowance. And so that gives you all the vitamin D3 for that day. But a lot of people, we're all bundled up. Some people have gloves on and all different scarf stuff. So you're just a little bit like the nose is showing and that's all it's showing. You're not getting any D3 at all. And so again, D3 is really big with the immune system. Actually, so much more research is out now. They're actually doing this for cancer treatment for a lot of patients because that's how powerful vitamin D3 is. It's just, it's the one thing that you do not get. It's not in food. Yes, ma'am.
What about if you use a lot of sunscreen? Does that affect that?
Absolutely. Yeah, if you're blocking the sun, I mean, you're obviously blocking the rays that help your body produce that. That's why a lot of studies are out there that show the increase in skin cancer with people that are using sunscreen, because now their body's getting nothing. They've actually blocked. And then the chemicals that are in sunscreen obviously you absorb into your skin, so there's a lot of harsh stuff out there. But again, the way to gauge this, don't spend 5 hours out in the sun. I mean, obviously, if you get out there for 10 or 15 minutes, you got all the D3 you can. But during this time, it's just really not enough at this point. That's why I say this is when you want to really load up on D3 during this season when it's so cold and the weather's really bad. This is going to kind of help your body give what it needs it should be getting from the sun that we're not getting. So up north, there's a whole bunch of vitamin D deficiency. Most people are deficient even in Texas around this time because we're not out in the sun. So D3 is very important. We have, if you look up at the shelf, we have what's called D3 with probiotics. Dr. Eisenstein, he's an MD. I got to hear him speak a few times recently. He has done a lot of studies on how much D3 you should be putting in your body, because again, a lot of supplements are maybe like 100 or 500 IUs or international units, but he's saying you need about 5,000 IUs daily, okay? And then during these times where you're not even out in the sun very much, you need to be doing about 10,000 IUs a day, which is a bunch. But what's really cool about the little D3 that we have in the office, just one of those little capsules is 5,000, so you just be taking 1 or 2. Actually, right now, I encourage taking 2 a day for this time being. Drink a lot of water. There's probiotics, which is also big with your immune system. But probiotics are also great for the intestinal tract. So while you're taking it, make sure you're drinking a lot of water, because it's going to kind of act as a little bit of a detox too, and kind of get the pH balance back into the colon. And what's really cool too about that, some probiotics, like there's a lot of people who think you have to freeze probiotics. Dr. Eisenstein's done a lot of individual research studies on this, and there's not that big a difference between freezing or not freezing. There's really not. It's the type that you want. It's not so much the quantity, it's the quality, and the LK